and my wife and I watched 2 shows this weekend. And Dave, I think you'll be interested in this.
Okay.
One of them we were watching, it was the CBS Sunday Morning Show. And they kept teasing that they had Randy Travis and his new song. Randy Travis, country music legend from here. We love him here. Dave told us a trivia fact recently that he's like the most played or bought country artist here in North Carolina of all time, right?
Yeah, and I think he might have... Was he born in North Carolina?
I think so.
He was.
I think he's the North Carolinian that has the most
record sales
in. Yes, that's right.
Of anything,
anybody. That's
in
right.
recorded music.
In recorded music.
That's right.
So in 2013 or 2014, he had a stroke that left him without the ability to speak. He almost died. I mean, they did a whole long story on it. And they said, but now he's singing again. You know, he has got a new record out and being played on country radio. And the song is called Where That Came From. We're going to play, here's a piece of the song right here.
I must have said to myself there might be somebody else out there somewhere. I must have said to myself it's a great big world, girls are everywhere. Oh, but now I know there was only one, and there ain't no more where that came from.
It's Randy Travis.
Unmistakable.
Is this a miracle recovery?
No. He didn't sing one note for this. That is completely AI generated.
And it ain't like I ain't.
And they had a sound-alike fill in the gaps. But they're calling it Randy Travis. And they were talking about,
With his blessing?
Oh, yeah, he was sitting there for the interview. Yeah, but he couldn't even speak. He was nodding and, could try to speak a few words. And his manager and everybody were saying, it's a miracle he's back on the radio. Which it is. It's amazing. It's amazing. But my wife, we watched it, and she goes, I've just been duped. I thought this was a Randy Travis song. He didn't sing at all for that. Now, it's absolutely him. You can hear that
he can't sing
unmistakable
anymore.
voice. He cannot sing anymore. I hate to say it, but, it's wonderful we have this new song. But now, we've played a lot of AI stuff on here and said, is it the downfall of the world and all of this? Why would you ever need another artist? You can go back and get classic artists. You could go back to people that have been dead 40 years and make songs with them now, it sounds like. I mean, listen to that. That was right on the money.
Nah, he's put his stamp of approval on it.
Oh, he did.
So
and
maybe that's why they get away with it, and it's a lot easier to get.
Well,
you say it's getting radio play?
Yeah, that was the way they led into the story. They were like, Randy Travis is back on the radio after, a devastating stroke in 2013. And they showed him back then, and, they showed a lot of his old clips and everything. And then they played the song, and it was like, oh, my God, this is fantastic. And then they said, well, really what they did, and they showed the technology to go back and get his voice, and then they had the person that just sang a little to fill in the gaps, and that was it. That's what it is.
By and large, radio has not a lot of integrity as an industry.
No, that's true.
But my question, I suppose, then is, if you are a country radio station and you decide to play this record, what do you say?
Well, according to them, I mean, when I looked it up on YouTube, the song is titled "Where That Came From" by Randy Travis. I mean, that's all.
Did he write it?
He may have written it. I guess it's possible. It's possible
but still,
he wrote it.
That's false.
I agree.
That's a falsehood.
I agree. But it is his voice. I mean, it's almost 100%.
It's a synthesized voice.
I was going to say, it's off. Something's off on it. There's this underlying tone of computer.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I feel like I'm with Chris Demm. It sounds a little synthesizer-y.
Well, that's the only way you can get his voice.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it sounded.
Synthesize
but if that song came on the radio and nothing had ever happened to Randy Travis, and they said, "Here's Randy Travis. He's got a new one," I don't think anybody would say that sounds odd. I mean, listen to that.
It's no more synthesizer-y than a lot of
real artists.
Oh, yeah,
that
but
push it. I mean, you would never hear this on the radio and go, "That something's off."
I might think the mix was off or something, but I would think it was him. Yes.
I'm just thinking from a pure integrity, honesty standpoint. It's a lie.
Right. That's the problem. That's where my wife was up in arms.
Yeah, I'm with your wife on this.
This is it. Yeah, and she's like, "That's not him. But it is him from old. It is his voice from old songs." Oh well, I don't know how they generate it.
Can every artist do this now, though, with some of their old songs and come up with something new, and then then they don't have to perform it?
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. Anybody, if an artist that has passed away, if their family, if Prince's family says, let's make some new Prince music, you could do it. Michael Jackson, you could do it, you know?
As long as the people that own the rights to that voice.
Yeah.
Or the person.
And why wouldn't some of them? It's money. You know, he's getting the money from the sales and the downloads.
If you have a hit.
If you have a hit. But, I mean, you certainly could. I mean, I could see this becoming a country music hit.
You don't get a lot of money from streaming, though. We've learned that.
Well, well, you're right. You have to tour now.
And you've got a tour to make money.
yeah.
However you have to do it, or if you sell it, download the album, sell it, whatever. That is just a stunner to me. She was
I
mad.
bet she was.
You know how she can get now.
And she only been duped.
Because they set it up like, oh, Randy Travis is back.
What are the chances that will be booming across the lake in a couple of months, couple of weeks, Kelly?
I love it. I was like, yeah.
All right.
That's old country right there.
I like
that's old country.
I like Randy's voice. I mean, I've always been a Randy
It's a
fan.
great voice.
He does. It's not real. That's all AI generated right there. But just shows you, well, we've played that old Johnny Cash.
How far
stuff.
we've come.
How far we've come. Exactly.
Where are we headed?
Thank you very much.
I mean, there are people up and down the radio dial that aren't even real people.
That's
As
true.
we speak.
That's very true.
So they say. Some say, "Are you real?" They come up to me, "Are you real?" They pull on my cheek and pull my hair.
Well, you like that.
They poke at me. I do like a hair pull.
A little harder.
You know, I like a hair pull.
My body is real, but my personality is fake.
Everything else is fake.
100% right.
The voice is real.
Then the other show we watched that really ticked her off now. This got her too. We watched Shark Tank on Friday nights.
Fun.
Woo!
Hey, some people. What do you always say to me? How do you afford your rock and roll lifestyle? Shark Tank comes on 8 o'clock on a Friday. We're sitting in front of the television.
One episode, or are they in a row?
One episode, box of cashew fudge between us.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Every Friday night, 3 years.
There's a
we're
new one.
Oh yeah, they're new on Friday nights now. That's when they. You want
What
it?
channel, what network even broadcast these?
ABC Friday night. Friday night. That's the new ones.
Leading into the murder shows later?
Then we watch 2020.
Do you tuck in bed and she
Yeah.
stays up to watch murder?
Yeah, a lot of times we'll watch the murder show the next day. And I actually locked in a pretty good murder show this weekend. It was, I can't even go into that, but
Will your wife be traveling to the trial? When's CrimeCon? I know we're off the topic
this
of
month.
Shark Tank.
This month.
Is CrimeCon coming up?
is this month, yes. And
Is she driving or flying?
she's driving to CrimeCon. It's in Nashville, I guess.
a long drive.
I raised my eyebrow at her going to CrimeCon.
Yes.
6 months ago, and it caused such a rift between us that I don't think she's kept me appraised of what's going on because of that.
You're saying there are things in motion that you have no idea.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she's got a whole group headed over to Nashville for CrimeCon.
Fun.
Yeah.
Man, she's going to be throwing chairs off the roof.
Yeah.
We all in town for a concert? Yeah.
Want to bring in the extra wine to Nashville?
The pre-splattered T-shirts.
Yep.
I'm only here for the crime.
Crime and wine.
Usually it's bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Bride.
Oh, what a weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a clash of bridesmaids and CrimeCon attendees.
Yep.
Woo.
Yeah, when those worlds meet,
Yeah.
look out.
There's a Lifetime movie right there. You have a murder at the CrimeCon.
Yeah. Oh my
There's a
God,
movie.
that's right.
The older drunk CrimeCon attendees looking at the young bridesmaids. You wait, honey. You'll be me too. You wait and see.
We don't want your life. Well, you're going to get it.
One day you're 20, and the next thing you know, you're my age.
Going to CrimeCon.
Obsessed with murder and wine.
Titties aren't always going to be up so stirred and proud.
That's right. Oh, you think you're something. Your boobs are pointing
They're not
out.
always going to be perky, baby.
So,
I have 2 words for you. Sauvignon Blanc.
oh, yeah, that's coming. Oh, I'll tell you what, another thing she got mad at. She went over in Total Wine, and they put her Chardonnay in the back corner of the store now. They rearranged the store.
Making her work for it.
Yeah.
But that's a popular wine.
She says she thinks it's so that she'll have to walk past all the other wines to get to that one. That's what I said. That's the most popular
supermarket trick.
Yeah, the supermarket trick, make you go through the entire store, because it used to be right there on the right. I've bought a few gallons of it, but it's all the way back corner. And she said, you know what they've done? They've totally rearranged the darn.
So you got to go by the French blends.
Yeah, exactly.
Whole other row of whites.
Exactly.
And even the cigars.
Oh, yeah.
The California cabs.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. We're watching Shark Tank.
Okay.
And 2 people come out there, and I was like, I've seen them before. Well, it turned out to be Patrick Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver, his mother.
Okay.
Okay, and they're on Shark Tank as like they're the they introduce and they say Maria and Patrick have a new protein bar for your brain. It was called Mosh, and it was a protein bar that was great for body and mentally great too. So they pitched their thing and everything, and they want, that's how Shark Tank works. They want like a certain percentage of money, or they want $500,000 for 5% of their company, and they're just getting it off the ground and everything. And Mark Cuban said, well, like, how did you raise the money to start the project?
Are you kidding me?
And Patrick Schwarzenegger said, we went to relatives. It's like, oh, you really?
Well, Mom's a Kennedy.
Yeah. Yes. And your father.
And Dad is Arnold.
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I just thought to myself, you're just wasting somebody's good time here, 15 minutes on Shark Tank. You can finance this yourself. You don't need the Shark Tank money, but they got a deal. They got, like, one of them bought into it.
Yeah.
And so now, but what they were saying was the protein bar industry is a very, very tough one to break into because there's so much out there, and shelf space, you just can't get it. You just might as well sell it online because it is impossible. Because he was like,
no one's going to knock Cliff Bar out of the way.
Exactly. And Patrick Schwarzenegger said, we're hoping you can get us into Target. And some of those sharks were like, you don't even want to be in Target. Just sell them online because getting into Target is such a hassle.
Yeah, but you don't get the volume. Or
well,
do
of course.
I don't even know.
I don't think you do. And, of course, they take some of your money. It was interesting.
But that industry's too crowded.
That's what they were saying. They were like, the industry is too crowded.
Pick something else.
And they also said, your celebrity will help you sell it online. So far, they'd already done well. I never heard of it. But they said, your celebrity will help you sell it online. There's no point in you getting into Walmart, Target, et cetera. And when my wife, she just said, I'm done with this. When they said, yeah, we got it started with relatives.
I'm going to co-sign with her on that.
Twice.
Yeah.
She's been right twice here. Really 3 times.
Yeah.
She's right on the money this weekend.